Meanwhile, the Trump campaign has brought out a very special surrogate, Melania Trump, former First Lady and the only Slovenian you can name off the top of your head. And if you want an idea of just how extreme Loomer is, Marjorie Taylor Greene is calling her out for being racist. You know, people make a lot of jokes about this marriage, but when I look at their shared love of exploiting our political system to sell shit for personal profit, I just see two soulmates.
Did you know a comedian could make the former president lose his mind with just a few jokes about his wife's book? Jordan Klepper did exactly that, and Trump's reaction was more dramatic than a reality TV finale. When Trump saw Klepper roasting Melania's memoir, he didn't just get mad, he went full caps lock crazy on Truth Social. It's like watching Grumpy Trumpy discover someone ate the last French fry in his Happy Meal. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Did you know a simple book review could make a former president lose his mind?
And if you want an idea of just how extreme Loomer is, Marjorie Taylor Greene is calling her out for being racist. A quick passage just to give you a feel for it. This is real. Page 78 from right after he won the 2016 election. A lot of Melania. But she's also been on a media tour this week. Fox News, social media, your kid's piano recital. Someone who's been on Time magazine or hosted SNL or been...
That's exactly what happened when Jordan Klepper took aim at Melania's memoir. What started as a comedy bit quickly transformed into a full-blown presidential meltdown that left the internet in stitches. Klepper's approach to reviewing Our Journey Together was nothing short of masterful. He didn't just jump straight to the punchlines. He built his case methodically, like a prosecutor laying out evidence before delivering the killing blow. Starting with seemingly innocent observations about the book's appearance, he slowly ramped up to more biting commentary that left his audience howling. The jokes themselves, absolutely savage. Klepper didn't hold back when he compared Melania's book to Trump's steaks, suggesting both were dry and overpriced, a line that had viewers spitting out their drinks. But he didn't stop there. He went on to question whether Melania even wrote the book herself, a joke that hit harder because it played into widely held suspicions about the former First Lady's enthusiasm for her White House duties.
9/11 truther at a 9/11 ceremony. Is that like an atheist going to Easter Mass? Meanwhile, the Trump campaign has brought out a very special surrogate, Melania Trump, former First Lady and the only Slovenian you can name off the top of your head. You know, it's nice to see how reflective Trump has become in his old age. You know? As Donald prepared to go down to his office on Wednesday morning, he and I had a private moment.
What makes Klepper's comedy so effective is his unique delivery style. With that deadpan expression and slightly confused demeanor, he can say the most cutting things while maintaining the appearance of an objective observer. It's like watching a National Geographic host stumble upon a bizarre political ritual and trying to make sense of it. Here we see the rare gold-plated memoir in its natural habitat. Now, this isn't just random joke telling. It's comedy with journalistic integrity. Klepper investigates absurdity like a reporter who just happens to find punchlines along the way. When he questioned the irony of Melania writing about cyberbullying while married to the world's most famous Twitter troll, he wasn't just going for laughs. He was highlighting genuine contradiction. The segment spread faster than gossip at a White House staff meeting. Within hours, clips were everywhere on social media, with hashtags like a Klepper roast and Melania memoir trending nationwide. Twitter users couldn't share their favorite burns fast enough, each clip racking up millions of views as people delighted in Klepper's takedown. Why did these jokes hit so hard? Because they tapped into what many already suspected about Melania, her apparent disinterest in her First Lady duties, and the complicated dynamics of her marriage. The audience reactions, that mixture of shock and delight, showed Klepper had struck comedic gold by simply saying out loud what many were already thinking. The audience wasn't the only one who noticed Klepper's comedy gold. Trump himself was watching, and boy was Grumpy Trumpy not happy. When a few jokes about a memoir triggered an all-caps presidential rage fest, comedians everywhere realized they'd discovered something more powerful than fact-checkers or political opponents ever could. Trump's ultimate kryptonite is simply being laughed at. Trump's Truth Social response was a masterclass in his signature style. He furiously typed, "Melania says you are naked in bed," and he says, "And you are the first lady, good luck." Failing comedian Jordan Klepper thinks he's funny, but he's just a loser who can't get real laughs sad.
On the Republican side, Donald Trump has been flying around the country with far-right internet troll Loomer. You know, people make a lot of jokes about this marriage, but when I look at their shared love of exploiting our political system to sell shit for personal profit, I just see two soulmates. A 9/11 conspiracy theorist who Trump brought to a 9/11 ceremony yesterday. Now, we actually have a copy here.
Notice how Trump somehow made jokes about his wife's book entirely about himself. Classic Trump move. What's especially revealing about Trump's meltdown is how childish his insults were. Calling Klepper a loser and not talented isn't exactly Shakespeare-level wordplay. It's playground-level name-calling from a man who once had access to nuclear codes. The all-caps rage, exclamation points, and elementary school insults stand in stark contrast to Klepper's surgical comedy approach. Here's where it gets interesting. Trump's tantrum actually became the main story. News outlets that might have ignored Klepper's segment suddenly couldn't stop covering Trump's reaction. It's what media experts call the Streisand effect, when trying to suppress something only makes it more famous. By throwing his digital fit, Trump basically handed Klepper's jokes a megaphone and a spotlight.
No, there was a level of racist above Marjorie Taylor Greene. Congratulations, I said. What an achievement. All those other people. And you won. Looking back on everything, I wonder, did Tampon Tim have enough pew, pew? You're the president of the United States of America. And you're the first lady, he said. Good luck.
The late-night comedy world pounced immediately. Jimmy Kimmel dedicated an entire segment to reading Trump's Truth Social rant in various silly voices. Stephen Colbert performed a dramatic reading of Melania's book that had his audience howling. Trump essentially created a comedy festival where he was the punchline. But why does comedy hit Trump differently than serious criticism? The guy shrugs off criminal indictments, but completely loses his composure over a few jokes. The answer might be simple. Laughter undermines Trump's carefully constructed image of strength. He can dismiss facts as fake news, but he can't stop people from laughing at him. Comedy strips away the power from powerful people. When millions are chuckling at Trump's expense, his carefully maintained facade of dominance cracks. That's why comedians now believe humor might be the most effective tool against him. It punctures his inflated self-image in ways that serious political attacks never could. So what's the real lesson in this comedy smackdown? Turns out laughter might be our secret weapon in politics. When Klepper's jokes hit Trump's ego, they revealed something serious. Humor cuts through partisan nonsense in ways regular criticism just can't. Political experts are now saying comedy could actually make leaders more accountable and get people engaged who normally tune politics out. Think about it. While serious news gets labeled fake and dismissed, a well-delivered joke slips past those defenses. That's why memes mocking Trump's meltdown spread like wildfire across political lines. In the end, maybe the most powerful person isn't the one with the title, but the one making everyone laugh.